Welcome back to The Blend. Live a fuller life with the right guidance for your health. Our next guest has helped boxers, football players, show performers, and more improve their well-being by stimulating their healing ability with his care. This morning, we're focusing on the brain and its functions and healing therapies.
Chiropractor Dr. Florendo of Unlimited Wellness Institute has helped people for nearly 30 years and joins us now with more. Good morning to you and welcome.
Morning. Thanks for having me.
You specialize in chiropractic neurology. What exactly is that?
Chiropractic neurology is that we're dealing with the same premise as basic chiropractic, where the brain controls, nervous system controls all body functions. Nervous system consists of the brain, the spinal cord, the nerves that come off the spinal cord. And in chiropractic neurology, we're dealing with the brain, specifically the cerebellum, which is called the midbrain. And we want to make sure that's firing from the right side of the brain to the left side of the body, and the left side of the brain to the right side of the body.
So explain that connection. How does this all work, and how can you tap into it?
Well, we're looking at making sure that there's a balance in the message. And when we look at the brain, we're sending messages from one part of that brain to the body. We want to make sure that that message is complete without any interference.
And that's the picture of what we're showing.
Correct. And that signal is a part of a connection utilizing specific of neurotransmitters, they call them. Dopamine, GABA, serotonin. These transmitters are what actually allow that message to be complete. And when we have an imbalance in that, that's usually when we start to have problems. We start to have like neurological deficits.
So when those things aren't firing off, there's an imbalance in the body and how you feel and how it connects to everything else.
Correct. And the main thing is that the body needs two fuels. It needs oxygen and it needs glucose. Oxygen, what we breathe in, the glucose we get from our foods. And we talked about whole foods, right? We get about that food is like an energy boost for the cells. The cells also need oxygen. And when we aren't getting that proper connection, we start to have health issues.
So what are some of the symptoms that we can see if there is an imbalance?
If there's an imbalance, you're going to see problems with movement, dizziness, headaches, different types of problems with sensory, not able to take bright light, not able to hear. Sometimes we get a muffled sound. Those are all kind of connections with that part of the brain. And mainly what we call the cranial nerves aren't functioning right. There's 12 of them, and they control everything from the neck up. And when we have an imbalance, we're going to have a problem with those types of messages.
So what type of people do you treat? People with chronic pain, neurological pain?
Yes, chronic pain, chronic health conditions. When the oxygen levels go down, the body can't repair. Your major premise of sickness is decrease in oxygen, a very acidic body, low cell charge, and dehydration. Here in the desert, we get a lot of dehydration.
No question. Yeah. What are the kind of problems that you have? People coming into your office, like we've said, you've had boxers in, you've had show performers. What are the problems that you see most?
A lot of the patients that come to our office have a lot to do with their normal movements, their normal daily activities. They can't do.
The range has gone down.
Their whole lifestyle has changed because of their health condition. So we want to help them reach their full potential as naturally as possible. I also do herbs, Ayurvedic herbs, and I do a fantastic early detection, what we call tongue and fingernail analysis, which actually is in a Chinese medicine where we can detect early health conditions before they really surface.
Wow.
So you call that tongue and
fingernail analysis. It's been in the Chinese culture for 5,000 years.
Sutton tells me it's probably fairly good.
So you use that. What other tools and techniques do you use?
I also, manually, as chiropractors, we use our hands. I have a special instrument called an arthrostim. With brain-based therapy, which is the chiropractic neurology, in brain-based therapy, we use different oxygen concentrator for enhancing oxygen. We use a nebulizer mask. I use a product called glutathione, which is a natural antioxidant that your body produces, but after age 20, stops producing it 1% a year. And the antioxidant is like, if you look at for instance, a raisin, right? It's shriveled and dark. That's a dehydrated cell. Yeah. And you look at a grape. That's a hydrated cell. Yeah. So that helps in order for the body to repair faster. And then we use a special instrument called an arthrostim, which we can stimulate the spinal cord, stimulate the top part of the brain, so we can actually get those those messages being sent properly and firing properly again.
Wow, that's incredible. Yeah. August 23rd, I know that you're having an educational luncheon, right?
Yes. yes, I do every quarter we do an educational luncheon, and we're going over brain function and detoxification, and it runs usually from 11 to 1, sometimes longer depending on questions we get, but it ends up being a fantastic way of giving back, and all our proceeds we give back to the Las Vegas homeless shelter.
Wow, that's very nice. Yeah. And Dr. Florendo, tell us about your special.
My special is the
we have it on the screen actually for the
my promotion for the day. Yes, my special. I do a thorough chiropractic, orthopedic, physical, and neurological exam. We're also testing for oxygen levels with a pulse oximeter reader. We do an acid alkaline test as well, and the tongue and fingernail for $97.
That's excellent.
Specialty.
Excellent. Yeah. Well, it's a pleasure having you here. Thank you so much.
Thank you for having me. I've enjoyed it. Thank you.
Unlimited Wellness Institute is located on South Rainbow. For more information, go to drflorendo.com or call the number you see right there on your screen. They're also on Facebook and Twitter. And